Well, it reckons it's playing, but it certainly isn't. Let's crack on. Hello and welcome to another MrBetaByte video, and this one's a little bit different insofar as we're looking at a Sanyo VTC-6500 or 6500 if you like. And this is basically being tested, and it's played a tape through twice, no problems at all, and now suddenly it's playing, but it's not actually showing a picture. So if I flick the line in, camera in, TV, tuner, switch, it's just snow. It's like it's not playing back at all. Now the thing that sort of alerts me to a potential problem, when you press play on these, there should be a click, and there isn't a click. So that to me says that the relay that switches on or switches over from whatever input there is to playback isn't triggering. Whether it's specifically that relay or something else that's not energizing that relay, we shall investigate. So let's crack on. So I've just power cycled it just out of interest. Let's turn it back on again to see if we actually do have a proper fault. So just press play. And we do. So that's actually good. I'm sort of glad that didn't work, because if it did, I would never be happy for somebody else to have this machine. I would have to really thoroughly investigate why it had thrown a wobbly. So at least it's consistent. So yeah, let's get it to the workshop and have a look. Let's crack on. Okay, so all apart, and it is playing. That is the suspect relay, but I have to say, if I press stop and then press play again, that relay is just not very clicky, for want of a better way to put it. It's just not engaging very well. And I wonder if the relay itself is actually not working as it should. I mean, obviously it gets a fair bit of use, I suppose you could say. So I'm tempted to sort of change the relay first before I do any tests or checks. I don't have a manual for this, which again is not great, because I'd like to check the voltages. I mean, I could probably work it out quite easily, but if I can find a relay that I can replace this one with, then, well, at least it eliminates the actual mechanical element, because ultimately the mechanical side is probably more unreliable than the electronic side. I don't know, that's up for debate at this sort of age with these machines. But yeah, I think I'm going to take that out, and maybe we'll give it a test as well, put some voltage across it, see what relay it is, and yeah, take it from there. So let's crack on. So I'm actually filming this on July the 4th, which in the UK means we have a general election. This could be interesting. I suppose I better crack on. Right, so power's off, and let's pull this board. Just have a look at this relay. You lost that. Yes, it's quite a small relay. It surprises me actually. I've not really worked on these machines, so, and when I have, it's just been servicing. So to actually work on one that has an actual issue is actually quite refreshing. So yeah, so I'll get this removed and we'll take it from there. So I thought we'd just check what is actually going on voltage wise with the relay, and I don't even quite see. It does actually say E to E. If I don't put my hand in, it does actually say E to E on the relay. So yeah, that's obviously what we're looking at. Electronics to electronics, and I think if we put that on there, so we've got 8 volts on there. Can I get this in shot? Put it that way, I think. So we've got 8 volts on there. So is that energized? So if I turn that off, that goes down. But there's no click. So let's push that tape in and press play. Oh, so that's just the voltage to it. So if I... yeah, so that goes off. So that's the 9 volt rail, which is a little bit low, but then that partly could be down to where I've actually got my negative. It just seems really sort of limp almost. Yeah, it's just really tired. That relay just seems so tired. Okay, well let's whip it out and see how we go. So there it is. And it's an MZ relay. And this thing is tired. So, yeah, I suppose we'll see if I've... well, I doubt I have one, but if we can find one and get it replaced, let's crack on. So while I wait for the relay, I thought we'd take a look at this remote, which I think has brown emulsion paint on the back of it. Really weird, but might have discovered why it's being a bit intermittent. It looks like it's had some battery leakage. I've already unclipped this. It's actually quite easy to sort of take apart. But let's put some batteries in. And I'm just spinning the battery Yeah, it's like it is the battery terminal. Although that's been soldered at some point, but it gets broken off. I wonder actually if it might be from with the terminal on this side. Certainly not getting anything. See if we've actually got any voltage. See if the battery connection is actually doing anything. Yeah, there's next to nothing there. And the batteries themselves are fine. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what it will be. Don't know whether I can pull these out. They can be a bit of a pain to pull out sometimes. With when they're so contaminated. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so the actual connection doesn't, oh gosh, yeah, it doesn't look too bad, but it has actually brought contamination to the corner of the board, which is not ideal. It's actually leaked through. See if we've got any continuity at all. I didn't get anything. Yeah, so that's okay. It's just literally this needs to be cleaned up. So I'll do that next. It's actually done a really good job. Don't know why I'm surprised, because I've done it a few times now with just with spirit vinegar, and it does a great job. Yeah, it's pretty much cleaned that up. We'll put that back in. I'm debating whether to change the wire. Really, I mean, it has come. I say it's come through. Because it looks like there's contamination there, but it isn't actually. I think it's actually flux. Oh yeah, there's some darkening of the board there though. And just, if I cannot muck about with these clips, I'd be much happier, because these clips are liable to break. So I think we can get away with it. I'll get away with it. If I can. But if I have to take it apart, I have to take it apart. So let's try again. Oh, I just saw a blink. Oh, you got to do both. Yes, it's working fine now. So I think I'm quite happy. I'm happy enough to not worry about that that wire. Unless of course I pull it off doing this. It is all really weird what's gone on with this remote. So we'll just press this back together. I think, was this one with the... No, this has actually got all good clips. I've got one of these for Sanyo. It's not one of these exact remotes, but a Sanyo remote. The clips are just useless on it. Super. Sorted. So that's good to go. So just got to wait for that relay. A few days have passed and I've finally got my relay. As you see, it looks a bit different, but it's essentially identical to the original. And the only thing is, in testing it, the coil resistance is half on this one to this one. And that seems odd to me, that this is a 9-volt relay. I'm sure this is powered by 9-volt as well, but the coil resistance is different. It could just be the design has changed. I don't know. But it would pull more current, surely. Well, it would. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about using that new relay. Now, I did take the top off this one. It's actually quite easy. There's a little clip, and then two little bits there that sort of allow it to come off. And this is quite oily. I mean, some of it's come off now because obviously I've been messing about with it. But contacts are there. Contacts are there, and switches over there. So I could quite conceivably just put some deoxit in there and that would probably fix this, but I am tempted to try this new relay just to see what happens. So I've got the board back out ready, and yeah, we'll solder it in and see what happens, I think. Okay, well, here goes. See if we're going to get any smoke. And well, that's on. Oh yeah, little click. It's absolutely fine. So there we go. Let's try tracking. Furthest left, furthest right, just comes at the bottom end. It's actually really good. Really pleased with that. So yeah, so for once, a fairly straightforward machine. Seems to be working incredibly well. The remote's absolutely fine. So really pleased with that. So yeah, I suppose all I've got to do is well, I'm going to find out where that goes, because it's been a while. I had to wait so long for that relay to arrive from China that I've forgotten where that goes. But I'll have to go back through my videos to have a look. So yeah, let's crack on. I remembered. Yeah, so this, I seem to remember this was underneath the board when I took it apart. It should go on top. It's holding this board in, but it's also acting as a bit of a spacer for this board to complement these two. So another screw in there, which I have, and screw it in there, and screw it in there, and then, yeah, we can put the top back on. So there we have it, all back together. I'm working well, I'm really pleased with it, and you know, it's like the buttons as well are good. These membranes seem to be working well. Press stop. Can you press pause? Can you press pause? Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. It pauses, but shows nothing on the screen. So if I press play with it in pause, then you get a picture. But otherwise, if you press pause, it just laces it ready for whatever you're going to do. That's quite interesting. It's like, so you can get right at the beginning of that program that you want to record, manually record. But yeah, that's quite interesting. I don't think I've ever realised that before. Clock counter, we've got the memory, and tape remainder, which I do like that. Very 80s. And this strange thing as well with the remote, that the on off only works if this is actually on. So if I put this off, I can turn it back on. And oh, there we go, back off. If I now take that off, it won't do anything. Yeah, so that just tickles me. So yeah, odd one, but I like it as a basic Betamax. There's nothing wrong with it at all, and obviously tuning all under there for what it's worth, giving it clean as well. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this one, and lots more to come. We've got an HF100, we've got an HF950 to come, both Sonys of course. Lots of other bits and pieces, N1700, and we've got that Panasonic VHS to look at as well for Joel. So yeah, hope you'll join me for those. So with that, thank you very much for watching, and I will hopefully see you in another video. Bye for now.